Hello comic fans, here's Earl Grey. I hope you're ready for my top 10 in terms of my favorite comics from the last year. New comics from 2024. But before we go to the top 10 proper, I have some honorable mentions, 3 honorable mentions for you. First, we have Distant Ruptures by Underground Darling CF, put out by New York Review Comics. I mean, this is an interesting cover choice here and design, as all the content inside is a very wild mixture of doodles and early creations and more refined art, compiled by Sammy Harkham. Enough said, I guess. If you think maybe, if you look at the stuff here and think, hey, that's maybe not for me, probably you're right. But if you like Gary Panther, Brian Chippendale and the like, this book is for you, for sure. Staying a bit in the artsy-fartsy vein, we have a Swiss guy, Nando von Arp. Don't think that this book here has been published yet in English, but it should be published. Fürchtenlernen, Learning to be Afraid, in which he tells us about all the different phobias, frights that he had, and some of them still has. Almost an encyclopedia of phobias. I hope this is the right term. Being afraid of spiders or being claustrophobic, being afraid of small spaces, of being ill, hypochondria, I guess it's an English word as well. And the thing that really makes this book here stand out is its beautiful art, in my eyes. Surely not for everyone, but a beautiful book, in my humble opinion. So, honorable mention still. And the last honorable mention, totally different from this book here, is Fat Cop by Johnny Ryan. I think enough said. I mean, this book here really doesn't take no prisoners, I wanted to say, but this is not true because it takes prisoners more than enough. Yeah, Johnny Ryan. So, let's go to the top 10 proper. Rank number 10, Spiral and Other Stories, again by this publisher, New York Review Comics. A collection of her very poetic, very artsy short comics, and they are great in evoking atmosphere and creating space on the page, or leaving space for your own thoughts. It's rather a collection of visual poems in a way. But if you're afraid that you maybe can't get anything out of it, don't understand it, I don't think so. If you're open-minded enough and allow yourself to be surprised, you will be surprised. It's very lyrically, very poetic, a beautiful book, and I really love Aidan Koch, who has done this collection. Then, on 9, Ginseng Roots. To be honest with you, this idea to publish the story here as a box set with 12 issues, that had won me over. Probably if it would have been published just as a book, I probably wouldn't have bought it, because the theme of ginseng roots is a bit very special, and I never ate or used something I couldn't relate to the theme of ginseng before reading the book. Afterwards, I thought, hey, this is a perfect theme to discuss everything from environmental issues up to politics, and of course, it's a great coming-of-age story as well, about the upbringing of Craig Thompson and his siblings in the rural regions of Wisconsin, where they plant ginseng like hell. Another trip into pastimes in a way is hate, but now we can see all our beloved characters of Peter Begg's old hate, how they're doing today. And yeah, as you could imagine, not everything is well and fine. This 4-issue series was a very welcomed trip into Peter Begg's universe here. On rank 7, we have Bela Sobotka, a German guy with a German only, so far at least, comic, Terror 3000. I really hope that he will find a publisher, translator, publisher in America or other countries, because he really deserves it. Bela is just the cream of the crop when it comes to German comics, in my opinion. We are now in the year 3000 in Berlin, and everything is, almost fine. The global warming made everything pretty hot, but otherwise people go along fine. The exception of the Nazis and the esoterics and all the Trumpists and whatever. He was a bit too optimistic in that way, I'm a bit afraid. But he thought, hey, they had to take refuge on the moon. And we follow now delivery service. Think of Futurama, so this is no coincidence that this spaceship looks like this. And they live on the moon, of course. Nazis live on the moon, and the delivery lady just has a little problem with all those Nazis. So she kills them all with these forks made out of Krupp steel, and it's really. When I read this comic earlier this year, I found this page funny, especially look at the head and the color scheme here. It's really funny, but now, the laughter sticks a bit in my throat. So this comic here is really, really timely. All the idiots, the esoterics, the conspiracy theory believers, they live underwater somewhere or at different places. And we visit them through this Futurama-like group here. It's just very funny and entertaining, even though reality tries everything to outdo every kind of social satire, or political satire. However, now to rank 6, and you can already see that there's Precious Metal, the predecessor to Little Bird, 35 years before Little Bird. Same team, Ian Bertram on the art, Darcy van Polgast wrote the story. And starting with the art is impeccable. Like in Little Bird, it's just fantastic. I was taken away through these pages, admiring the art, understanding the narrative, sometimes the narration lost me a bit here and there, and I thought, hey, what does this guy and that lady and that girl actually mean? What's their agenda? But then you look at these pages and you forget everything about the narration or the critique you may have, because this book is beyond any kind of critique. It's just its own being. It's fantastic. It's absolutely, it takes my breath away what Ian Bertram shows us here. And I really have the hopes that when I will reread Little Bird and reread these 6 issues, I will get a bit more of a grip on the story, because holy moly, I mean, there's a basic story. I understood the basic plot here, but there's so much more they try to feed us, and I have some questions, I have to admit. So, but a very well-deserved rank number 6. Now on rank 5, Tara Booth's Processing, a thick tome put out by Drawn and Quarterly. I made a video about it. You should check it out. Wonderful book. Pretty much actually like Nando van Aap's art. A bit similar. Not very alike, but similar. So, and on rank 4, Daedalus. I mean, I've did some kind of talking about Charles Burns' oeuvre on my channel here, and showed you a lot of Daedalus stuff before in these videos, so I don't want to bore you with the details and how glorious, how fantastic this comic is. I dare say, like everything that Charles Burns has touched. The opinions are a bit divided, I get that, but I really love these 3 books here. It's published as Final Cut in English in the meantime. So, that leaves us with the final 3. And yeah, I'm afraid that this is a Euro-only final 3. I really, really hope that these 3 books and Tarot 3000 will be translated into English in the near future and in decent, in a decent format, not in shrunken whatever gimmick books. American publishers sometimes try to dwarf these books here. Magnetic Press, for instance, take one of these books here under your belt and you will be rewarded. So, and everyone will be rewarded if you read Our House, which is an adaptation of a book by Bob Bjerg by Janne-Marie Dauer. It's her first bigger work, and it looks a bit naive on the first glance, but it's a perfect story, perfectly told, about a young dude with social problems. He is suicidal, and his friends try to prevent him from suicide by living with him in their own house. This is it's a wordplay actually on Our House. I don't have to sing madness to you, so you get what I mean. This book had me in tears more than just once, and it is really it blows you away. It's beautiful. I tear up just thinking about the book, and it's really some weeks ago since I read this book here. A beautiful book, highly recommended. Learn German if you. It would be worth it, really. Or learn French if Emmanuel Lepage's Muchacho isn't been published in English. Emmanuel Lepage should be published. Maybe he is, and I'm totally wrong. We go into the Nicaragua of the late 70s and right into the struggle between the terror regime and the protest movement, and amidst them this young guy who wants to be a priest. He is the son of a big guy in the regime, so he's not actually with the people, but he understands what's going on, and he has some private issues to clear. And just, I mean, I will just leave you with this double page, which I can look at again and again. It's so mind-blowing beautiful. I mean, really, show me a manga, show me an American comic, I dare say, that has this beauty. I don't want to provoke or anger you, but I really ask myself why I put 3 European books on the top of my list, and that's why. The storytelling is unbelievable, and it would knock everyone's socks off if you got this in this format and not in a comic book format, of course. So probably and hopefully this will be a magnetic press publication. I mean, otherwise there would be something seriously wrong with the world. And you get the pathos I'm exuding. So, but I just warmed myself up because the biggest, greatest surprise of this year for me was the tome over there. Vernon Subutex is a portrait of modern society through the lens of a music lover, of many music lovers, or us who love music. And he, the main character, loses his job at his record store because nobody wants to buy records anymore, and he becomes homeless on the street, which is actually not that bad as it sounds, because he becomes some kind of Jesus-like figure. I mean, it's hard to tell you the story. Here are a zillion characters that are so precisely portrayed that it blows your socks off. It's great. It's the best comic I've read in a long time. And as you know me, I've been reading quite some comics here. Maybe on the first glance you think this is ugly art. It's not. Look at this double page, for instance. And here we have the main protagonist, Vernon Subutex, who becomes homeless after the end of the music industry, and he had to close his record shop. And he finds friends, and there are so many deeply touching moments in this book. I can't tell you. These 2 books amount to almost 700 or so pages, and it goes by, and you want more. And boy, what an ending the story has, and it's just great. But I don't want to rant on and on about a comic that you actually can't read, or you learn French or German, or you pester your comic publishers. Magnetic Press, Drawn and Quarterly, Fantagraphics do a good thing. Again, did I even mention that this book here came with a poster? 2 posters. And so I will leave you with this glorious vision of Vernon's boots above the city of Paris. And really, if there wasn't any other comic around this year, Vernon Subutex alone would have saved my comic year, for sure. So, sorry for, becoming so emotional about a comic, but Vernon Subutex really deserves all the praise, and if there is any chance any publisher listens to my incoherent ramble now, please make this comic available for as many people as possible. Thanks for listening and watching. Goodbye.